ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
It is Monday, March 9th. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Our text line this hour brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shop at 304-396-TALK. That is 304-396-8255. Well, we're not even a day removed from Thundering Herd's loss last night in Pensacola at the Pensacola Bay Center. For those of you that just joined us, weren't with us yesterday, Thundering Herd losing to Georgia Southern 82-78. Third straight loss to Georgia Southern. Thundering Herd ending the season at 19-13. So we had the post-game show last night. For those of you that could not stay up late, this is sort of an opportunity for you to kind of get it off your chest. Evaluate where you're at right now. How'd you feel when you woke up this morning knowing that Marshall basketball pretty much is over for the season? I'd heard that, of course, we might find out if there's any postseason opportunities, after selection Sunday. I don't feel that that's really going to happen, but I'll allow it. I'll entertain it. Could the Herds sneak into one of those tertiary tournaments? I don't think the NIT is a possibility. I mean, sure, you finished tied for second in the league, but keep in mind, you finished tied with 6 other teams for second in the league, so you don't really have a leg up. Yes, you were the number 2 seed in the tournament, but I don't think it just works that way. And, of course, tonight it'll be Georgia Southern looking to win its 6th straight games. 6 games in 6 days against number 1 seed Troy. And that's where the Herd could be. Unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. Probably is what the feeling I got last night from you. So more people, more opportunities for comments. So let's get those going. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. So big problem last night was Noah Schutte. He was not available to play. There was sort of a sickness going around, stomach bug, something like that. And so Thundering Herd doesn't have Noah Schutte. He was sick. And some of the other team members were kind of battling it as well. And then, of course, you don't have Matt Van Komen. Matt Van Komen was out. We weren't expecting him. Sure, it would have been nice. It would have been nice to hold out hope that Matt Van Komen would play. But that's not the case. He's already undergone a procedure, so he's not coming back. He's not playing. And Eric Harding's playing injured, and he's got surgery coming up this week on his wrist. Coach Jackson talked about it in his post-game comments. Hey, next man up. They say that all the time. It doesn't matter where you're at. Coaches say, hey, it's a next man up mentality. Next man up. Somebody goes down, it's the next man up. And I'm of a different mindset. If the next man up is just as good as the man playing right now, the next man up should be the one out there playing as well. But you did get to see, I thought, some heroic performances. Honestly, I thought Shamari Hugie, heroic, 19 points, 7-11 from the field. He was our player of the game last night afterwards. Jalen Spear, 15 points, 5 assists, had a couple of steals as well. He's out there almost the entirety, 37 minutes plus. Wyatt Fricks, 18 points, 38 minutes, 27 seconds. He was 7 of 16 from the field, just 1 of 6 from the three-point line, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds. The Herd had 35 rebounds. Georgia Southern out-rebounded them there with 43. We knew that coming into this game, Spud Webb would have a night, and he did. Could not answer him all night long. 31 points. Applewhite had 11. We knew he was going to be good. But Webb was the answer. How would Georgia Southern beat the Herd? Spud Webb. He was the answer to that question. And he was scoring all night long. He was fouled 9 times. He only had 2 himself. Also had 5 rebounds, all the defensive glass. If you look at some of the hustle points, Marshall did actually win the battle of points off turnovers with 19 points compared to Georgia Southern's 15. Marshall had 14 turnovers. Georgia Southern had 12. Points in the paint, that's Georgia Southern, 36-32. Second chance points were dead even at 14 apiece. Fast break points, and again, I always expect the Herd to win this. That's the style of offense that Coach Jackson and previous to that, Dan D'Antoni running. It's fast pace. I expect the Herd to run this offense. You better score a lot of points off the fast break, and 22 points there. 8 for Georgia Southern. Bench scoring 24 for the Herd, 17 for Georgia Southern. And you look at this game, and there were plenty of opportunities for the Herd to win. There were plenty of opportunities for Marshall to keep the lead. This thing went back and forth all night long. There were 10 lead changes. The game was tied 7 times. Georgia Southern led 27 minutes, 6 seconds. In comparison, Marshall led 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Georgia Southern at one point had a 13-point lead with 8:54 in the first. Marshall had a 4-point lead with 14:43 in the second, but the Herd just couldn't get it done. And you lose by 4, 82-78. Score-wise, not that bad. It wasn't as bad as we thought it would be. Looking at this maybe a few hours removed, it's not that bad. I know that's right now, that's what no one wants to hear. It wasn't that bad of a loss. Yeah, to a lot of people, it's a bad loss because it ends the season for the Thundering Herd. And Marshall lost to this team 101-87 on the road on Valentine's Day, and then lost again at home on the 27th, February, 99-82. Georgia Southern winning its 4th game in 4 days the night before over the 3-seed Coastal Carolina, 96-72. You know, Tyron Moore had 40 points in that contest. And so you knew that this team would come up and there would be a lot of offense, no defense, right? Well, it was a little tighter. I mean, Georgia Southern hit its average. Georgia Southern averages 81.5 a game and hit its average at 82. Marshall was a little bit under its average at 78. Marshall had been averaging 81.2 a game. So there's some things you can circle here. Free throws, 14 of 19 for the Herd, 23 of 29 for Georgia Southern. The three-point shot, 10 of 25 for Marshall, 7 of 26 for Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern is 26 of 65, 27 of 60 for the Thundering Herd. You can take away a couple of things from this. We mentioned 22 fouls. Thundering Herd committed 23 fouls. 22 were actual fouls on players. Of course, there was the technical on Spear. So 23 total fouls for the Thundering Herd. Only 15 for Georgia Southern. So what do we make of this? What do we make of where Marshall basketball is right now? What happened last night that you would like to have seen differently, other than the win, obviously? But what happened last night that could have been different in your mind? What did Marshall do right that you were happy with? What did Marshall not do that you were not happy with? And give me an honest evaluation of where you're at with this basketball team and what is going on with this program. It's time for you, off the cuff, we're not even 24 hours removed from it, give me your evaluation. Give me your potentially season-ending review of Marshall basketball. What worked, what didn't work, what needs to change. 304-396-TALK is the text line, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, next sport up. Maybe we can beat Georgia Southern with our new dance team. Appreciate the text. I think you're talking about the stunt team. And in all honesty, I've actually watched a couple of these stunt videos. It's not bad. It's not what you're looking for if you're a traditionalist. I mean, then again, if numbers are what you care about right now, that's going to give you a lot of numbers. If numbers and affordability is what you're looking for, that's going to give you a lot of what you're looking for. And I will guarantee you that there will be a lot of interest from parts of the tri-state that you might be surprised about and maybe not, that Marshall now has a stunt team or is working to put together a stunt team. 304-396-TALK is the phone number. 304-396-8255. Texter asked me this last night, and I'm not sure that it's a black and white answer. During our postgame, I was asked this: do you consider this season a success or failure? And that's pretty black and white, because if you go by the criteria of winning your tournament, and if you don't win your tournament, it's a failure. If you don't win the regular season championship, it's a failure. If you don't win the NCAA tournament, it's a failure. All seasons except the one team that wins the NCAA tournament, and maybe you can argue for the NIT as well. But the team that wins the championship, that's the successful season. If you argue that, well, Marshall didn't win the championship, Marshall got eliminated, so the season's a failure, then there's only one team or two, maybe at most, that can say, hey, our season was a success. So what is a successful season to you as a Marshall fan, and what is a failure as a Marshall fan? What do you consider a failure for Marshall basketball? So that interested me last night when I got the text, and honestly, I don't think I can answer it in a black and white sense, because you got 19 wins. Coach Jackson had 19 wins, almost 20. If Marshall would have won last night, it would have been 20 wins. And isn't that sort of a line we look at? Hey, they had 20 wins. It was a 20-win season. So very close there. The team was battling some hardship, some injuries, battling sort of the flu bug, sickness, didn't have all of your best players out there that you wanted. There were a lot of factors going against the Herd last night, and then it ran into the team that had beat it twice previously, and it was very close, but the Herd unfortunately couldn't get it done. And so now Georgia Southern improves to 21-15, playing for a championship. Marshall finishes with a mark of 19-13. Texture says, Paul, the third time is the charm. Not. Yeah, I don't know who came up with that, but third time was not the charm. Georgia Southern beat this team quite handily on the road at its place, and then Marshall saw the Georgia Southern version that was hot and playing with emotion, playing with momentum, in rhythm, 4 games in 4 days. It was playing its 5th game and 5th day, and you might have thought that Marshall, with all of its problems, could have been the fresher team, and I still don't think that would have mattered because you were missing some key components. Noah Schutte, one of the key components for the Thundering Herd. He's definitely someone who makes that team go. And give credit, again, especially to guys like Wyatt Fricks, that Landon Joseph played well. I thought Holenbeck played well. I thought Spear played well. Shamari Hugie played exceptionally well. And I don't know what the future holds for this basketball team. Looking at next season, I don't know what we're going to see. And I'll never know because we've got the transfer portal now. Guys can go, hey, you know what? I love it here, but this isn't where it's not happening here. Thank you. I'm going elsewhere. And, of course, you've got a lot of guys that are not going to be on the team anymore because, well, they've exhausted their eligibility. So what does this team look like next year and beyond? Well, short term, I don't know. Long term, we'll never know because I don't think you can plan that far ahead. It's almost you got to plan for now, and next year you got to plan for now, and the year after. Okay, we're dealing in the now with the transfer portal and the way that players come and go. So we'll get your thoughts in. Again, 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Text line is open all show long for you. Where's this team at right now? Give me your honest evaluation. And is this, by your definition, a successful season or a failure? Your text coming up when we continue on this edition of The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
At Poca Valley Bank, a handshake can still mean the start of a great relationship. We've been greeting customers with a handshake since 1908. Why settle for less? If you're purchasing your first home or planning for your future, Poca Valley Bank is here to support you with personalized service and local expertise. They are your trusted advisors. Why settle for less when you can experience banking with a team that truly cares? Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Visit PocaValleyBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Cold weather's on its way, and what do you want on those cold, chilly evenings? A warm blanket and a hot cup of cocoa. Well, you know who else wants the same comfort? Mice. Messy, uninvited guests. They sneak in and leave droppings, chew through your food and packages. Don't let mice take over your home this fall and winter. Call K&B Pest Control. We will kill for your business. Call today, 304-523-4281.
Save big on everything when you shop at Menards. It's a great time to upgrade your lighting. We have the largest selection of stock Sylvania True Wave light bulbs. They're designed to help you feel and see better. Receive $5 instant savings on a qualifying purchase of $20 or more on True Wave LED bulbs. Now through March 15th. View our selection of lighting products on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer to find great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Kindred Communications is proud to welcome WSAZ to our family of stations. When you listen to your favorite Kindred station, you'll hear the trusted voices from WSAZ you know, with the WSAZ First Alert forecast and the latest news. WSAZ and Kindred Communications, working together for the tri-state.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code July25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code July25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code July25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Tax season just got a lot more exciting at Hometown Chevrolet, your tax refund headquarters. Right now at Hometown Chevrolet, your tax refund can put you behind the wheel of a reliable car, truck, or SUV that you'll love. And with the Hometown Advantage, you'll get free oil changes for life on qualified vehicles and a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty on qualified pre-owned vehicles. That's confidence, that's value, and that's peace of mind. Drive home happy at Hometown Chevrolet, your tax refund headquarters. Hurry in today or shop online at yourhometownchevy.com.
I'm with Chris from Christopher's Eats, and Chris, you guys just made life a lot easier.
That's right. We now have online ordering and delivery.
So I can get your famous seared tuna, flatbreads, or burgers delivered right to my house, or I can pick it up on my way home from work.
You bet. Just order online at christopherseats.com or Facebook, and we'll take care of the rest for you.
Man, that's dangerous. I might never cook again. Locally owned, made from scratch food, now just a click away at christopherseats.com on Facebook or Route 60 Huntington.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
At highway speeds, the average text takes your eyes off the road for about 5 seconds. That's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Stop texts, stopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Let's get those texts going. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. If you just joined us, thanks for being a part of today's show. And I asked the question, it was asked of me last night during our post-game show, and for those of you that couldn't stick around after, say, midnight, I get it. Understand completely. So this is your opportunity now. Someone asked me, hey, do you think that this is a successful season or is it a failure? And honestly, I didn't have a black and white answer to give you because I don't know what consists of a success for you as a fan. What is a successful season? What is a failure? And for me, if we're going to go seriously black and white here, there is no give. If you don't win the conference championship, that's a failure. If you don't win the national championship for some programs, that's a failure. You could have an amazing season, you don't win the end prize, and for a lot of people, that's a failure. And for me, hey, what's a successful season? What do you consider success? And I'm always going to say, hey, look, in sports, it's a championship. It's always a championship in sports. As a team achievement. You could have great performances and you could have had a successful individual season. You could improve. There are so many variables here, what we consider success or failure. But if you're asking about the season, the team, success or failure, well, 19 wins, that's pretty good. You didn't win the championship, regular season or tournament, and you didn't get to go to the NCAA tournament. So in that regard, that's a failure. Where are you at? In between? Higher? Lower? First up, texter says, Paul, not a successful season. Marshall had every opportunity to win this conference and everything in their lap to win it, but showed their consistency by wetting the bed in these big games when everything is on the line. I appreciate the text, and you can agree or disagree with that as well. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Are victories a measure of success, or championships a measure of success? And if we look at what the metric is, if we define the metric as, did you win the regular season championship? No. Well, then that's not a successful regular season. Did you win the tournament? And that would supersede what you did in the regular season. If you say no, well, then that wasn't a successful tournament run. And so now your third measure is, did you get into the tournament? Was your season good enough and were you regarded well enough to earn a spot in the tournament? Answer is no. Then you didn't get into the NCAA tournament. You didn't win the regular season championship. You didn't win the conference tournament, and so that season is a failure. Is that the metric? And be honest with me. As a Marshall basketball fan, what do you deem as a success season-wise? Is it wins? Is it championships? Is it a little bit of both? I mean, you could have had a terrible season record-wise, and you could have went and pulled a Georgia Southern and won 6 games in 6 days and won the conference tournament. And of course, Georgia Southern still has to do that to get to that 6-win threshold in 6 days. But you could have had a mediocre regular season, and then you win the tournament. All of a sudden, your season, hey, we're pretty successful. Regular season was just getting us ready for the tournament, because really all that mattered was the tournament. We won the tournament. We're in the NCAAs. We're in the dance. And you're all of a sudden, you're looking at a mediocre season, and it's like, hey, we're going dancing. This is great. So what's the measure of success? Is it the tournament? Does the regular season matter or only the tournament? Does the regular season matter and the tournament? If you're Chris Grassie, like, look, I didn't win the regular season championship. I'm mad. I don't like this. He wants that regular season trophy. He wants the tournament trophy. He wants the national championship. And I would love to sit down with Chris Grassie and just say, what's a successful season to you? How does that end? At the end of the day, if you didn't win A, B, or C, can you call the season successful? How do you measure that? He's somebody that I would love to get his thoughts on what a successful season is to him. But he's looking at it from a coaching point of view and a coaching perspective. As a fan, what do you consider success? What do you consider failure? And if it's straight up championships, well, Marshall failed. Didn't win the regular season championship or get a share of it. Marshall failed. Lost in its first game at the tournament, does not play for a championship tonight. Well, that's a fail right there. Not going to the postseason, NCAA tournament, that's a fail right there as well. Won 19 games, that's pretty good, right? Won 19 games. Is that a success? Got to see some really good basketball, got to see some not really good basketball. But as a fan of basketball, what is it that you consider a success? And what is it that you consider a failure when it comes to the season? 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I'm curious what your answer is. I get asked that question a lot. I'm going to turn it on you. You tell me what is a success and what is a failure on this edition of The Drive. ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Metro Community Federal Credit Union now brings you all the tech that big banks have, but still has that personal touch of a member-owned community credit union. Apple Pay? Got it. Digital wallet? Yep. Message pay by text, online loan payments, even chatting with a real person, not a bot. Open accounts, sign documents, and manage your money all online. It's the big bank tech you need from the local community-minded credit union you trust. Metro Community FCU. Visit metrocommunityfcu.com today.
Looking for midweek fun? Head to Frank's Place, where every night's a party. Wednesdays are full of brains and brews with trivia night. Grab your crew and show off what you know. Thursdays, crank it up with Singo Bingo. Music meets bingo for prizes and laughs. Then Fridays, we hand you the mic for karaoke night. Sing your heart out and start your weekend right. The fun never stops at Frank's Place. Great drinks, great friends, and good times. Frank's Place, located at the River Place Plaza, next to Fratelli's. Check them out on Facebook for weekly updates and specials. Frank's Place, your home away from home.
Here's another Kinder Communications community chat at the Cowboy Huntington Health Department, again offering monthly evening vaccine clinics throughout 2026, improving access and convenience for community members. Those clinics being held the first Monday of each month from 3 to 6 at the Cowboy Huntington Health Department, 703 7th Avenue in Huntington. No appointment is necessary.
This Kinder Communications Community Chatter brought to you by Ohio Valley Bank, dedicated to giving you the financial answers you deserve. Ohio Valley Bank, member FDIC.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Basketball season is rolling, baby. Tony here, and I'm feeling the groove.
Brad here checking in, and when the hoops are flying, it's full court fun at Gomart.
That's right, the Groovy Hoops promotion is on now. Take your shot to earn bonus reward points and tokens when you purchase one of 6 specially marked items.
Collect all 6 tokens for an additional 2,000 points. Sign up for Gomart Rewards and watch your points soar like a slam dunk in platform shoes.
Go to Gomart.com or check the app for all the details. Stay groovy.
Ready to kick off your next home project? Get a head start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We'll be there with the experts to answer your home improvement questions. And we're doing something new and taking our studio on the road. We'll deliver your news and weather live from the show. Come join us, see what's new, get inspired for spring, and leave with ideas you can use right away. Everything you're looking for, all under one roof. The WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 13th, 14th, and 15th at Marshall Health Network Arena.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Follow at Paul Swann on X for Marshall sports updates and more.
We continue with today's edition of Your Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Text line is open all the way today, 304-396-TALK. Let's get back to the text line. First up, texter says, Paul, it was a winning season, so in my book, that's a success. Also from the text line, texter says, Paul, for a mid-major like Marshall, a successful season is winning your conference and advancing, whether that be in-season or conference tournament time. Marshall has to play, emphasis on has there, Marshall has to play for championships. Appreciate the text, thank you. So I think Bob Pruitt spoiled a lot of people. Remember when he said, we play for championships, and Marshall was playing for championships at the time. And Herd fans latched onto that right away. Like, we play for championships. That was the expectation. We play for championships. Why are we doing this? what's the point of playing here if we're not competing for championships? Was the philosophy here. I mean, we're doing it for fun? If we're doing it for fun, why are we stressing out over this? Why are we hiring and firing coaches? Why are we keeping score even? I mean, we're doing it for fun. We're doing it for, and we're keeping records, sure, but we're doing it for fun. No big problem here. Marshall put out a team. Everybody come, watch the game, have a good time. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they win. They win, great. If not, it's okay. What are we doing this for? No, you're playing for wins and losses. And there's a lot of things that go along with that. There's a lot of benefit to sports. And, of course, it comes with the mentorship that a lot of these young student athletes receive as their coaches teach them about the game, teach them about life. For some student athletes, this is probably the best time of their lives because they have a mentor now, a figure in their life that's either reinforcing or instilling for the first time a lot of life lessons, teaching them things that maybe they didn't know before, or guiding them, being someone that they can lean on after sports are over. And so there's a lot of successes here. And of course, before NIL, honestly, the scholarship was a way for a lot of student athletes to get an education. If you put the hard work in on and off the field of play, whatever that may be, and you took advantage of the educational opportunities that were presented to you, either partial or full rides, and you got that opportunity and you were a better person after it was all said and done, and then that's a success. But we've gotten away from that a little bit. And that stuff is still valuable. And I think it's important, and it should be important. The academic, the whole student-athlete portion of this argument needs to always be reinforced. But with the way that name, image, and likeness has taken over, and it's a catch-all for everything, and the way that programs are spending money now and going into debt and trying to restructure departments to be fiscally responsible and pay for football. Honestly, football is going to get the lion's share of everything here. The success metric is, hey, I'm putting a lot of money into this university. I want to see wins and championships. Is that fair? If you're a donor, what's the reason for you to donate? It's because you want to provide your team, your school, your university the tools and the opportunities it needs to win because you want to see wins. Is that fair to say? Is that the measure of success for you? It's like, look, I'm putting a lot of money into this program here. I want to see some results. I want to see wins. I want to be able to root my team on in the NCAA tournament. I want to be able to say that we're the champions. My team's the best. And for a lot of fans, that's it. That's the success or the failure. Is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. You're competing for championships. You're competing for wins and successes. That's what we're doing here. That's a lot of money involved here. A lot of money is changing hands, and it's because you're chasing wins and you're chasing championships and you're chasing all of this. You're not just doing it because you feel good about it. Hey, you know what? I'm going to contribute because I feel good. I feel good about it. I'm just going to give them. I want to make sure that they have jersey money. Coach Huff putting out there, hey, look, we don't have enough money for all the colors of the jerseys we want. No, you're putting money into the program because if you're a booster, you want to make sure that there is an avenue of success for these student athletes. Whatever your reasons may be, and they're different, I'm sure, for a lot of people, but when it comes right down to it, as someone that invests in the program, if you are a stakeholder, you invest in the program, what is your measure of success for basketball or any sport? And if you're just a casual fan, what is your measure of success or failure? I mean, if you're somebody, you just show up and you go to the games, what's failure to you? Is a winning season not enough anymore? Is it tournament or bust in basketball? Conference title, either in the tournament. What if Marshall would have won the regular season regular season title? Marshall wins that, or at least a share of it, and then Marshall doesn't win the tournament. Is that a failure? Marshall's the regular season champion, not the tournament champion, doesn't get to go to the NCAA tournament, and probably, maybe based off the net, isn't high enough to get into the NIT. Is that a failure? If Marshall accepts a bid into another tournament, maybe a tertiary tournament, not for me, not one of the big two, NCAA, NIT. That's it. For me, those are the two tournaments that matter. Everything else is just, look, you're playing for fun. You're playing for another opportunity to play. That's what those other tournaments mean. I mean, really, the NIT, it's sort of like, hey, we're the team that should have got in. I mean, do you think that Marshall got really a big push from winning the collegeinsider.com tournament? Do you really feel that, hey, we're the collegeinsider.com tournament champion? As an in-season tournament, hey, that might have been pretty cool. Hey, we're the winner of this in-season tournament. But that was a postseason tournament. And so at the time, the answer was yes, because there were a lot of Herd fans at that game. Loved to see the Herd win, beat Wisconsin Green Bay 90-70. Everyone was on the floor celebrating. The Herd got a championship ring. I mean, it was great. It felt good. It absolutely felt good. But then Marshall, topped that off with the following year by losing against UTEP, and then the tournament was canceled. I'm sorry, beat UTEP, and then the tournament was canceled. I'm sorry. Beat UTEP, tournament was canceled in 2019-20, that season. And you felt good about the Herd. You're thinking, okay, hey, Marshall's 10-8 in conference here, could have a good shot at winning this thing. And after that, it just kind of, Marshall had chances, but never again to that level. You go from the NCAA tournament, you go from that to not getting in the NCAA tournament, losing the Southern Miss. You beat Rice, you lose Southern Miss, and then you get invited to the collegeinsider.com tournament, and technically, the pay to play. We're going to pay to play. We're going to have this as an opportunity. And I would have this argument and debate with Woody Woodrum, for those of you that are long-term listeners to this station and to the program. You know who Woody Woodrum was. And he would say, look, this is a reward. The fans feel like this is a reward for them, that they get this tournament as a reward. It's their reward, and I'm paraphrasing. But honestly, I don't know what kind of reward that is. You feel good at the end of the day, and the reason for that collegeinsider.com tournament is make sure that John Elmore was able to break the scoring record. There was a different reason for that. And then you had Christian Spears come out and say, look, you know what? If it's not the NIT, we're not in. We're not doing anything else outside of the NIT. We get the NIT invite, we're in. Our program, that's where we're at. NCAA, NIT. We don't play in these other tournaments, and I don't know if that's going to hold over. We'll get back to your text in just a minute. Actually, let me get to this one. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. Texter says, Paul, at least the weather is getting nicer on the baseball and softball season. Yeah, they're doing pretty good right now. Go Herd. We've got more text coming up here on The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
Grab the mic and bring the fun to the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. Introducing Mike Night at the Marshall Cafe, our brand new karaoke night. It's the first Saturday of every month from 9 to 11. Whether you're a total superstar or a shower singer who just loves to have fun, this night is for you. Sing loud, laugh hard, and make a night of it at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe. Mike Night, where everyone's a headliner, at the Marshall Hall of Fame Cafe on the corner of Fun and 3rd Avenue across from Pullman Square.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with kids, finances, insurance, and life? Well, let your State Farm agent help you simplify and get to a better state. With State Farm handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. More money, too. Adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40%. Help you get ahead. Call an agent today and get to a better state with State Farm. In Huntington, Ray Crabtree, 304-736-8181. In Milton, Russ McRae, 304-743-9318. And in Lavalette, Jason Elkins, 304-529-7555.
Kinder Communications is proud to welcome WSAZ to our family of stations. When you listen to your favorite Kindred station, you'll hear the trusted voices from WSAZ you know, with the WSAZ First Alert forecast and the latest news. WSAZ and Kinder Communications, working together for the Tri-State.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
The Skin Rejuvenation Center at 1280 Dogwood Ridge, Wheelersburg, with 31 years of skincare expertise, offers a range of skin-focused treatments and services to enhance skin health. Services include facials, chemical peels, LED, radio frequency, microneedling, full-body LED, contour, body sculpting, and more. Heal and rejuvenate your skin from the inside out. Before you fill it or freeze it, you have to fix it. Call for a consultation today at 740-574-5400.
Save big on everything when you shop at Menards. Upgrade your kitchen today with Clearview Cabinetry. We offer a great selection of finishes made with the finest materials and built to withstand life's sticky messes. They provide features like soft closed doors and drawers, and with cabinet accessories to match your unique style. View our selection of Clearview Cabinetry on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer and find plenty of great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
It's the annual Kiwanis Pancake Festival. You've enjoyed it as a child. Now it's time to share the Pancake Festival with your entire family. Some Kiwanis members have served pancakes for over 50 years. Pancake Patty will be a hit with the kids. Let's get together on Saturday, March 21st from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the New Baptist Church on 28th Street in Huntington. More raffles, more fun, and you can win a $500 gift card from TikTok Tire. Advance tickets are available at community retailers or at the door. Plan to spend Saturday, March 21st at the annual Kiwanis Pancake Festival, Huntington's favorite family reunion.
This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. Miss an episode? Catch it anytime on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Our final segment for today's edition of Your Drive. Plenty of time for you to be a part of it. 304-396-TALK. I'm your host, Paul Swann. Thanks for tuning in for today's show. And if you were with us last night, after midnight for our postgame, I appreciate you being there with us as well. Let's get back to the text line. We've been asking the question. This was something that came up last night, early this morning. Is this season a success or a failure for Marshall basketball? Texter says, Paul, we did better than expected. However, it's not a success because we play for championships. I appreciate the text. Also from the text line, this is a little long, so hopefully I don't butcher it. Texter says, Paul, you have to include opportunity. The word opportunity. Without failure, you can't have success. However, you grow from it. However, Marshall played hard last night. After getting in their mental deficit again, they had plenty of opportunities to be successful. But keep in mind that Portals anymore has coaches and schools in different sports changing up who's going to be on the key offensive player and who's going to be the defensive player, because players are no longer enforced or don't even entertain the thought of staying 4 years, let alone 2 years after they get a scholarship for a sport. Again, coaching. I would like to have seen Harding go in the game toward the end, someone to be on those boards to help out Fricks. Again, that was an opportunity missed. Marshall made their own crucial mistakes. Turnovers to crazy missed layups, unnecessary stuff, not to mention questionable officiating. All right, I appreciate the text. Thank you for that. Marshall had opportunities, right? I don't think anyone's going to deny that. In this game, Marshall had opportunities. And so we have seen Marshall come out, fall behind, put itself really in a spot where it's got to dig itself out of the hole. And then Marshall would come back, dig itself out of the hole, and play better than the opponent in the second half. But a key mistake here, it gets highlighted. A turnover there, it's crucial because, again, it's highlighted, it's amplified now because every possession counts, every point counts, because you've expended so much energy to put yourself back in a position to play level, be even, maybe take the lead. And so you don't have any room. Every possession matters, cliche as that is, because you have put yourself in a position where you've done everything you can. Okay, we're back even with them, but it's not enough because you put yourself in such a hole that you couldn't maintain it, or any and all mistakes that you make, they're going to be honestly, they're going to be under a magnifying glass, because you can't just make a simple mistake and kind of bounce back from it, because everything hinges on playing perfect to stay ahead of this team or to catch up to this team. And so, yes, this Marshall team will learn, but the question is, one, how many players that are going to remain or at least have eligibility will remain? Two, it'll be a different team next year. Yeah, that's completely understood. How will the coaching staff learn and get better? And if you're not learning, you're never going to get better. That goes for all of us and everything we do. Every single day is a learning opportunity. Every single day we have an opportunity to get better. And there are going to be some days where we're not going to be better. We're going to be worse. But at the end of the day, when you're in a situation like college athletics, team sports, the goal is to win. That's what it's about. It's not as if you're taking your kid out and you're playing youth sports where they're learning the game, and you know what? Maybe your kid's not on the good team. Maybe the other teams are a little bit better. Your kid have fun, though, playing youth soccer, something like that. And your kid's having fun out there and having a good time, and it's great activity. Hey, maybe if it's soccer, your kid scored. Maybe your kid had some really good saves and unfortunately didn't win. And just, you know what? It's okay. We're going to get some ice cream. You do as your best. Did you play hard as you could? Yeah. Did you learn from what you did wrong? Yeah. Okay. You had a great time. Yeah, we had fun. All right, let's go get some ice cream. It doesn't work in college athletics. You can't go get ice cream. I mean, you could, but you can't just go and say, hey, look, you give it your best. Let's get some ice cream, because we're talking about something where a lot of people, they spend a lot of money on. There's a lot of resources going into being successful, and I think you had a winning season. That's great. Marshall had a winning season. That's a plus. If the measure of success and failure is playing for championships, Marshall did not play for championship. It's not playing for one tonight. It failed to get to the championship game. It didn't win the regular season title. It did not win in the tournament last night. More than likely not going to a tournament. So if those are your measures of success, well, unfortunately, Marshall failed. And with all of that said, thanks for being a part of it today. Back with you tomorrow. Have a great one.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington, your flagship home of the Marshall Thundering Herd and The Drive with Paul Swann, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.